And I am going to share my screen. Can everyone see that okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year. It's a pleasure to see all of you and to have you represented on our Employment Council. As you all know, my name is Trinea Reed. I am the Workforce Development Manager here at the Amputee Coalition. We also have our Director of our Youth Engagement Program and Workforce Development Program on the call as well. Maurice Henson. And Maurice, if you want to give a quick introduction.
Yeah, Maurice Henson, Director of Youth and Workforce Development, work alongside Trinea on a daily basis, just supporting her and being an instrumental force in, bolstering our workforce development initiatives at the Amputee Coalition. And I appreciate you all taking the time to be on this call and this meeting. Trinea does a great job with the work she does with workforce development, providing advocacy, providing resource and programs, resources for our community members living with limb loss and or limb difference. And so you all are in great care with Trinea, and Trinea again does a great job at her work. And so just happy to be here and happy to support.
Thank you, Maurice. So I figured we could use the beginning of our meeting to give quick introductions. So before we start with introductions, I'll just welcome all of the employers and organizations that we have on this call. So all of them may not be on this call. I know some were not able to make today's meeting and might be on our recap meeting for tomorrow. But I just want to introduce all of our employers and organization, and again, to give great gratitude and thanks, for everyone that's on this call and part of our Employment Council. So we would like to welcome Ability Go, Easter Seals, Extreme Networks, GCE Services, Grand Valley State University, Hanger Clinic, Institute of International Education, Lockheed Martin, My Employment Options, National Youth Employment Coalition, Progressive Abilities, Syracuse University's Institute of Veterans and Military Families, T-Mobile, UCLA, Vocational Rehabilitation Orlando office, Walgreens, and Walmart. So again, thank you to everyone that is on our council. Very, very grateful to be speaking with you and having you here. So we could take this time now. If someone wants to start, just introducing yourself, what organization or employer or college or university that you're part of, and just a brief description on what you do. So anyone want to start?
I'll start.
Perfect.
So my name is Ayana Washington. I'm Director of Workforce Development for Easter Seals, Florida. Our jobs are pretty similar. We provide programs across the state of Florida for individuals with disabilities, youth, adults, veterans, seniors. We work with vocational rehab really close. We work with colleges, schools, employers of all kinds. And I go try to make it happen with our programs. And I take great pride in doing that.
Thank you, Ms. Washington.
I'll go next. My name is Dr. Julia Vandermolen. I'm with an associate professor at Grand Valley State University in the Department of Public Health, and my area of research is working with persons with disabilities. I started a new program. This is what brought me to Tiana is when I was at APHA, she was working with a group of students. I was like, wow, this is a fantastic program. And I just finished my sabbatical work on looking at what human resource managers, directors, and individuals are hiring and how they work with persons with disabilities, whether developmental and intellectual disabilities, in persons with low vision or blindness, the deaf and hard of hearing community, autistic persons, and the like. So I'm excited. This is very exciting.
Thank you, Julia.
I guess I can volunteer to go next if that's okay. My name is Matt Kelly. I'm the Director of Talent Management at the Institute of International Education. I'm calling from our headquarters in New York City, but we also have offices in Washington, D.C., Houston, Chicago, and San Francisco. We are an organization that is pretty old. We've been around for about 105 years now, and we help administer a number of life-changing programs for international student exchanges. So, when I had a chance to connect with Trinea and Maurice, I was really excited to partner because we're always looking at ways that we can engage talent in the workforce in different ways, and excited to partner here with Amputee Coalition. So thanks for having us. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Matt.
I'll go ahead. My name is Julia. I am with the National Youth Employment Coalition. I've been here for a couple of years now, and we work to serve.
Girls, no.
I'm wondering if those are dogs or children, but
Sorry.
no worries. I work with the National Youth Employment Coalition. We focus on opportunity youth ages 16 to 24 who are out of school and out of work. And we are a membership based organization with direct service organizations and nonprofits and intermediaries from across the country who serve opportunity youth. But more than that, we focus a lot on the barriers that impact young people's ability to, achieve meaningful employment. And Trinea and I were able to connect around mental health and disabilities and some of the work that we've been doing, especially around our grant-based work that we've been working on throughout the last year, a couple of months, and she was able to attend some of our visioning sessions for what it would look like to be able to support and uplift young people in the space around disabilities and provide really awesome feedback. So I'm just so excited to be here. My own topic areas or passion would be to uplift and support young people, especially when it comes to mental health and accessibility, as well as diving more into disabilities. So it's great to be a part of this group.
Thank you so much, Julia. Glad to have you here.
This is Sonia, and I'm with Ability Go, and my position is Senior Vice President of the organization. And what we do is that we're an employer, so we have all work from home people. Our organization was established to support those from the disabled community mainly. It's not all we support, but that is really a major focus of ours. We attempt to expand as much as possible in working with our clients to be open and engaging with all types of disabilities. We certainly have goals and objectives that we try to get people who are homebound, people that aren't able to leave and go to a wonderful office, but actually have to work from home for a variety of reasons. So that's our focus. We do this across the nation. We work with major organizations in employing these individuals and giving them an opportunity to maybe one day get off of their SSDI situation and be able to be self-supportive. So that's our goal and objective, and have had some major success stories that I'm very, very excited about and proud that we could be a small part of the individual success. And certainly I have close attachment to individuals that have an amputee situation. I have it in my own family. So it's important, and it's important for everyone to know that they are employable, and we're there for them. So thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and quite an honor to be amongst this whole group of people. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Greatly appreciated.
Hi there. I'm Jim Atkinson. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Progressive Ability Support Services. We are based out of Florida and Georgia. I hope that you can hear me okay. I'm on a sort of a spotty internet connection. I'm down in Cancun, Mexico. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm really honored to be a part of this group. We work throughout Florida and Georgia. We are all about employment advocacy for people with disabilities, hard stop. All throughout, we want to support any person who has a desire to build a career, and we want to make sure that every possible door is open, and it should always be open. And it's it's silly that it's not yet. So we are working to push all of those doors open and support people in any way we can, and be partners with folks who are building amazing careers. And we just want to engage every industry, every business. Our vision is to close opportunity gaps. We see a lot of opportunity gaps, and we want to close them. And so thank you again for allowing me to be part of this awesome group.
Thank you so much, Jim.
I'll jump in and go next. I'm Mark Senya. I'm the Field Disability Inclusion Manager for Walgreens. I am not in Cancun, Mexico. I wish I was, Jim. Pretty jealous. But what I do is I lead a team of 4 across the country, and we provide opportunities in hiring people with disabilities within Walgreens field positions. So that's our stores, our distribution centers, and our micro fulfillment centers. We have 3 training programs across all areas of those businesses that I just meant, areas of the business I just mentioned. And we also do direct referrals and direct hires of hiring people with disabilities. This is something that we've been at for a while, but the team has been formed in kind of a re-energized focus and kind of a more aggressive approach to increase our representation of people with disabilities. And I'll kick it over to Julie Oakley, who is also on the call as well and on my team, to introduce herself and what she does on the team.
Hi, thanks, Mark. And yeah, I wish I was in Cancun too, looking out at that snow, and I'm hoping that you golf there. So I love working for Walgreens. I love the work that we're doing, and I'm really excited to be a part of this group. I cover what we consider East, so that's Maine down south to West Virginia, and then westward it's Michigan over to the Atlantic coast. And like Mark said, it's with all locations that we have. So we're looking to partner with folks, meet different agencies who maybe have individuals looking for work that we can help connect to our training programs, and for that direct hiring as well. So definitely excited to be here today.
Thank you, Mark and Julie.
Hello, everyone. My name's Mariana Costa, and I'm with UCLA. I am a talent acquisition specialist, and besides athletics and research, we are the second largest employer here in LA County. So we're very excited to participate, and we're always looking for new ways to have a diverse workforce, which is one of my goals this year, to work more closely with the community. So when Trinaya reached out to us, we're really excited to be able to work with them. So I look forward to working with everybody here.
Thank you, Mariana.
I guess it's my turn. I apologize earlier. My Zoom automatically knocked me off mute. And it was 2 dogs behaving as though they know it's a snow day in Arkansas. I am Maria Baez Hicks. I work with Walmart. I am on the Accessibility Center of Excellence, and our goal is to make Walmart the most accessible omni-channel retailer. So that means for me working on policy gaps that are a barrier to accessibility for both customers and associates. So there's 5 of us on the team, and it's a lot of fun and a lot of work. And yes, we're losing our mind, but it's also amazing what a little change at Walmart can mean for the greater, just in the US and internationally, because we're working on our global structures. So it's a lot of fun. Glad to hear.
Thank you, Maria. I'm glad to have you here and part of our Employment Council.
Am I the anchor, Trinea? I'm gonna
Go right ahead, Dave.
My name's Dave. I work for a company called Extreme Networks. We're a technology company, very focused on infrastructure. The fun part about my job, I'm a client director. I cover the NFL. I know, sounds super sexy, but believe me, it's not as glorious as it sounds. I also cover MLS and USL, so technically I cover all forms of football. But why I'm here, I am a vice chair for one of our employee resource groups, which we call the Abilities Alliance. And what I hope to get out of this council is a lot of learning. So I'm going to be listening a lot. I've heard such great things. I think there's so much experience here. In return, I want to offer whatever I can, but our charter is really to just get more awareness for inclusivity at all levels, build a culture that's accepting of it and nurtures it. And hopefully I'm able to contribute to the council.
Thank you so much, Dave.
Mhm.
Pleasure to have you on our council.
That might leave the Institute, is that right? I think everybody else was able to introduce themselves. All right. Ayana, I think I might have missed your introduction if you went first, or I'm on the early. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Along with my colleague, Rebecca Terry, I represent Syracuse University's Daniello Institute for Veterans and Military Families. So for listening to all of you, it sounds like I might be better served as a contact for you. I've gotten to know the amazing Trinaya that all of us have over the past year or year and a half or so. Met Maurice recently, and we've tried to figure out what makes sense, and I think today makes sense. And I say that because I believe that if you haven't heard about us already, please let's shake hands and let's meet, because I think that we can serve the U.S. military members who you serve. So if there's if it's a veteran, active duty service member, National Guard reservist, military spouse of the U.S. military who is within your sphere of influence, and if they haven't heard about the Institute, let's make sure they do. I see UCLA, right? So Mariana, you might know, Anderson School of Business already does work with us. So, we are very familiar with UCLA. We are very familiar with Walmart, longtime partners and ongoing supporters. So please, if you wanted to get to know more about us, I'm happy to meet with you individually. And what do we do? So we at Syracuse University, we offer resources for those who are planning their transition from the US military, as well as for those who have already transitioned. And the way Trinaya and I met was through one of the founders, I believe, right? Because he is a veteran entrepreneur and he knew about us and we got connected. And our work isn't only with those who have a different ability. It is to serve everyone who is connected with the US military. And part of that is, of course, those who have a service-connected disability as well, right? So, and that's kind of how Trinaya and I talked about. So for those of you who do serve, those who have a different ability, and if you don't already ask, have you served in the US military? I encourage you to please ask. I know it's completely voluntary. They can choose not to identify themselves, and that's okay. For them to know we're here is a pretty big step. And once they get here, what we can offer them is to transition their military skills with professional development to transition into workforce, or take their military prowess and their talents. I include military spouses when I say this, to become an entrepreneur. If they've already started a business, we can meet them where they are and help them grow from that point. If they've achieved it all, fine, we will take them back full circle and have them guide the early stage entrepreneurs. So we are here to provide them resources, first and foremost, to continue to give their passion because we know they want to. That's our summary that is not quite written anywhere, but that's straight from the heart. And I have the privilege of leading enrollment services team. Rebecca works with me there, and we have 3 others on the team, and we guide them all when they come to us. We are the virtual front door for those who serve in the military service.
Thank you so much, Mai and Rebecca, for joining us this afternoon and for being part of our council. It's always a pleasure. Greatly, greatly appreciated. And I think we have Lisa. Lisa, if you wanted to give a brief introduction.
Yes, thanks. Sorry, I was a bit late. So yeah, I'm Lisa Bloodworth, happy to be invited, to join the council. I work with Global Connections to Employment. Our home office, is out of Pensacola, Florida, but we're in 15, 16 additional states. And our mission is to help people with disabilities find employment. So we are an employer of people with disabilities. We're an Ability One employer, which means that we have federal contract sites that our mission and we are required. It is mandatory that we hire people with disabilities. So been with the organization 34 years, so been doing this a long time. We joined the Amputee Coalition conference last year, met Trinea, and just happy to be part of what she has going on with the council. So
Thank you so much, Lisa. Pleasure to have you here and on our council for sure. I think everyone had a chance to introduce themselves. If not, definitely feel free to come off mute and introduce yourself. If not, we will go into our meeting agenda. So our first meeting, I felt we could take this time to really discuss the mission of our employment council, and then also an overview of Amputee Coalition, right? I've had the chance and pleasure of speaking with each and every one of you throughout the course of the last few months and even years, you know, and we talk a lot about workforce development and a little bit about our youth engagement program. But I think it's important for everyone to really be able to give an idea of what we do as an organization and what Amputee does as an organization. So we will spend that time today really just doing a deeper dive into our organization. So first, we're going to go over the mission of the Employment Council. So essentially, it's to collaborate with employers, organizations, colleges, and universities to provide professional and career opportunities for adults, veterans, and youth ages 15 to 17 with limb loss and limb difference, with a focus on DEI initiatives, ADA accommodations, inclusive workplaces, and strategies to increase hiring efforts for veterans and individuals with disabilities. So who are we? Who is Amputee Coalition? Amputee Coalition is a national nonprofit organization that serves those with limb loss and limb difference, including veterans, adults, and youth. We are headquartered in Washington, D.C. We have 25 staff members at the Amputee Coalition working across the country, from California to DC. So even though our headquarters is in DC, our staff work remotely. Like I'm based out of Orlando, and Maurice, he's based out of the Colorado Springs area. So we work across the US with a lot of different participants. The interesting thing about us is, and those within the limb loss and limb difference community, is that there are over 5 million individuals with limb loss and limb difference within the US, which is a huge, huge number. What we do. So Amputee Coalition has many resources and services to assist individuals with limb loss and limb difference. The departments within Amputee Coalition include our workforce development program, our youth engagement program, resource and referral program, support groups and peer support, and our government relations department. So first, we'll start with our workforce development program. So our workforce development program is designed to assist participants, youth ages 15 to 17, adults, and veterans within the limb loss and limb difference community with career exploration, transitioning back into the workforce, or starting their journey into the workforce. Services provided under the workforce development program include one-on-one career development meetings, assistance with resume and cover letter writing, fact sheets on job-related topics for people in the limb loss and limb difference community, public health workers, providers, and employers, webinars on job-related topics for participants within the limb loss and limb difference community from internal and external employers and organizations. And we also have 2 job board platforms, one for our adults and an intern board for our youth ages 15 to 17. We also have our youth engagement program. So Amputee Coalition's youth engagement program includes life skill resources, education and training, youth camp, workforce development and mentorship for youth with limb loss and limb difference ages 10 to 17. The YEP program's vision is to expand its reach to African American, Black, Hispanic, Latino, Asian, Island Pacific Islanders, and LGBTQ youth and teens with limb loss or limb difference by developing a technology platform to share life skills and training programs, provide mentoring and career dashboard for summer job opportunities and internships. Then we also have our resource and referral department. Our resource and referral department provides free, reliable resources such as fact sheets to help answer questions about living with limb loss and limb difference, available through an online resource center. Services provided through the resource and referral department include referral information and publications on limb loss and limb difference. 2 of our very popular publications is our First Step Guide. The guide is for all people who are coping with the challenges of limb loss. First Step offers readers 96 pages of reliable information on consumer issues that have been raised time and time again by employees attempting to make educated choices, get better services, or decide on available options. We also have our In Motion magazine, and our In Motion magazine is published bi-monthly for amputees, caregivers, and healthcare professionals, providing timely and comprehensive information related to limb loss. Each issue of In Motion is available free to read online, and you may order an annual print subscription. Then we also have our support groups and peer support program. Amputee Coalition has over 400 support groups and over 1,500 peer visitors across the country. Peer support offers the emotional support, encouragement, and information vital for a full recovery for someone with limb loss and limb difference. We have virtual support groups available for those with limb loss and limb difference, caregivers of those with limb loss and limb difference, and a BIPOC support group for those with limb loss and limb difference. We also have our Certified Peer Visitors Program, and the Amputee Coalition Certified Peer Visitors Programs are trained volunteers who provide information and support for individuals about to undergo an amputation or who currently have limb loss and limb difference. CPVs could be a person with limb loss or limb difference, family member of a person with limb loss or limb difference, and or an individual with current or previous military or VA experience who is living with limb loss or limb difference. We also have our government relations department, and the Amputee Coalition engages in policy making and advocacy at both the state and federal level. The Amputee Coalition has 2 levels of advocacy volunteer engagement. Certified lead advocates are an elite group of volunteers who have gone through specific training about issues facing the limb loss and limb difference community, our policy priorities, and skills to be effective advocates. And then our advocates are volunteers ready to engage with their policymakers as needed on behalf of the limb loss and limb difference community without the training and the time commitment of a lead advocacy program. So both programs are very vital to our government relations department. One of Amputee Coalition's state-level legislative initiatives is to ensure people have access to medically necessary prosthetic and orthotic devices. The So Everybody Can Move initiative has passed laws in 5 states and is building support for 12 state initiatives in 2024. So I know that was a lot of information about our departments. So I will pause here if anyone has any questions or comments before we get into our next topic. Perfect. So I will move forward with our next topic discussion. So here, you see here is a list of our 2024 Employment Council meeting topics. So each meeting, we will have a theme that we will be reviewing in detail. This meeting, since it's our first meeting, I took the time, for us to really do a deeper dive into, our mission of our Employment Council and an overview of the Amputee Coalition for each of you to get a better understanding of what we do within our organization. So first meeting, mission of Employment Council and overview of Amputee Coalition. Our next meeting will be around participation within Amputee Coalition's programming. So this could be through webinars or job board platform, national conference that we have coming up in August, as well as our youth camp that will have a workforce development track, which will be slated to be held in July. Another topic area that we will be going over is disability awareness and training to employees within the workplace. Also diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace, which is very important. Planning for Amputee Coalition's National Conference and Youth Camp. So for organizations and employers who are interested in taking part at our national conference and youth camp, this will be discussion on further planning, whether that's through breakout sessions or a job fair. So we would have more conversation on the logistics of the planning during this meeting. Also, best practices and career growth for veterans and employees with disabilities. ADA accommodations in the workplace. Amputee Coalition's National Conference and Youth Camp Workforce Development Recap. So this meeting will be after our youth camp and after National Conference to just do a recap of the breakout sessions that we've had or the job fair that we've had, and really talking about, the wins, within that programming and maybe ideas of what we could include when we're looking at planning for 2025 National Conference and Youth Camp. We'll also be talking about hiring for veterans and individuals with disabilities within the workplace. And in October is National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and having conversation around that. In addition, next steps for participation within Amputee Coalition's Workforce Development Program, as well as 2025 Workforce Development Employment Council planning. Does anyone have any questions? Perfect. So I figured we could use the rest of our time this afternoon for employers or organizations or colleges that's on the call to maybe share any updates on any programming or career opportunities or events that we would be able to share with our participants. So if anyone would like to share any opportunities or events that might be happening within their organization. Please feel free to share.
Well, Trinae, you know our event because you're the star coming up at the end of the month. So for everyone on the call, Trinae has been amazing in being a spokesperson on our webinar, and it's really centered more around, there's a lot of things, but how to communicate, not be afraid to talk about the word disability, how managers can deal with it, and all the things that go into it. So it's going to be amazing. It's not external, so there's nothing I can do to invite anyone on this call, but I would be remiss if I didn't say Trinae is amazing and more than willing to help with those things. But Trinae, like I said, hopefully we can do something to make it publicly facing after, whether it's some form of like social blasting for some buzz on that. I do want to highlight all the good work that we're about to do at the end of the month. So it's just the beginning of the journey.
For sure, for sure. Thank you so much, Dave, and definitely looking forward to that webinar at the end of the month, and further collaboration with Extreme Networks as well. Super, super excited for that.
I wanted to mention Walmart has been doing a program the last 18 months or so where we are working with our talent acquisition teams to focus on hiring people with disabilities. And we do so for the stores kind of naturally, but these jobs specifically are work from home positions. And I heard someone say those words earlier, that they do that type of work. I would love to connect on our future job openings because we're looking to expand that to additional jobs. Right now we did seasonal work and we also did some jobs for a call center out of Dallas. So would also love anyone doing any work around accommodations. One of our big goals as a group is to invigorate our accommodations process to make it more user friendly. And so if anyone is doing that kind of work, I would love to connect to get some additional ideas as to how to make things better for our associates.
Thank you so much, Maria, and definitely, feel free to share those opportunities with us. We have a lot of participants that look for remote work as well as, in-person work, whether that's retail or customer service or whichever that may be. I think that would be great to be able to pass along to our participants. As well as being able to do a deeper dive into ADA accommodations. I'm really excited for us to be able to have further conversation on ADA accommodations in the workplace, within the coming months, especially when we're talking about, the shift when we had COVID, and we're going from, in office to work at home. And then now we're transitioning from work at home to maybe back in the office in a hybrid schedule, and what that looks like for individuals with disabilities, and having the accommodations that they need to be successful, and how to look at accommodations that employees might need with disabilities in the workspace at home versus in office. So super excited to have further conversation on that. But yeah, definitely feel free, Maria, to share those opportunities with us.
Thanks.
I'll go. So Eastern Seals, Florida, Workforce Development Department this year we have some lofty goals, but traditionally we started with a program that we thought to be really helpful for the area we're in Florida, that deals with hospitality. And so we took our talents to different counties in the area where we have people on the ground, and we also do it virtually because Florida, all of Florida is a hospitality state. So we offer those certifications online, and we make partners, community partners with people, and we've gone into the high schools now. We really want kids to know, students, adults. We have no age limit on this, but we really want to drive home the idea of having a career and not just a job. And so often, our young children that are transitioning out of high school, they get offered jobs and with good intention, but we really want them to think career. And we partnered with some colleges, University of South Florida. We partnered with, and down further south, like in Naples area, we partnered with another technical college to focus on careers. So we've expanded our learning certifications outside of the hospitality field, and now we're going into health, because it's important that we also look at industry trends and give these kids this information as well. And there's no reason that they can't have a career in health, in healthcare. So that is what we're doing. We have an adapted CNA program that we're launching. I'm really excited and really busy because this is launching this January. But we look forward to trying to take this a lot of places, and so we look for support for that, and so we can spread this. And we're going, this year is health, and towards the end of this year, we've been planning on getting into technology so that a lot of the high school kids can transition into these careers, and also know that four-year universities are well in with their within reach, and living in dorms just like, you know, all four-year universities have. So that is currently what I'm doing. I'm sure I'm leaving a lot out, but we can connect. So I look forward to connecting with everybody on this call.
Thank you so much, Ms. Washington. Definitely exciting opportunities for Easter Seals. And I think you bring up a lot of really good points, for our youth within our youth engagement program. Our focus is really being able to also, that age range of 15 to 17 and high school students, preparing them for that transition from high school to employment, or that transition from high school to college, and college readiness. Also too, a big focus of ours as well is really introducing our participants to the public health field, particularly our youth. How do we connect, participants, within public health? We have participants that we work with limb loss and limb difference. How do we get them in those spaces or within those careers where they're able to be advocates for their own needs or their own health issues? It's very, very important. We're working within our youth engagement program, to build out a youth council, to have a council where we have comprised of 4 or 5 youth talking to, healthcare providers and legislators on the importance of healthcare, as well as the importance of different, issues related to employment for those with disabilities. We also had the opportunity, I had the opportunity to bring 2 youth with me at the American Public Health Association conference in Atlanta, Georgia, back in November. And it was a great experience where we were able to provide these 2 youth with leadership and public speaking skills, at one of the largest public health conferences in the world. There's different countries that come to this conference with over 13,000 attendees. And our youth were the youngest folks that were there presenting on the public health space and the importance of including youth with limb loss and limb difference in the public health space. So definitely on board, with introducing our youth, to the public health and healthcare opportunities and the CNA program. Sounds really, really interesting. So we'll love to connect, Ms. Washington, within the coming weeks on that for sure.
One thing I wanted to say, I did connect with the state of Florida. They have representatives that go out and talk about your health care when you leave high school, that transitioning, just about taking care of yourself. And I met a young lady that goes around through the state. It's a state program. And I talked with her and I invited her to the different schools that we serve. And she was like, we will get on that. So that is something else. Thanks for mentioning that, because I forgot to say that Florida does have an initiative about that. So thanks for bringing that up.
That's great. Thank you so much, Ms. Washington, and definitely something to connect our youth to as well, our youth that reside in Florida. I think that would be super, super beneficial. Thank you so much. Anyone wants to go next?
Shania,
Shania.
it's Lisa with GCE.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, so yeah, we definitely are always looking for people with disabilities to fill our employment opportunities across our contracts. So I will drop my email and our website in the chat. That's probably the best thing, is to just direct you to our website where we have all of our open and active positions. But our lines of business, range from food service, custodial, IT, total facility management. So we have a pretty broad range of opportunities, east and west coast, north and south. So I'll just drop my email and our website, and everyone's welcome to follow up, check out the job openings, and if you are serving people with disabilities 18 and older, we would be happy to give them an opportunity.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Lisa.
I suppose I can jump in and just share a little bit. And I can do the same thing as Lisa. Thank you for the idea, Lisa. I'll put my info as well as the website for my organization into the chat. We are always looking to hire. Right now, I think we have about 10 open positions on our website. We also are looking towards the end of this month to post a few internships for the summer that will be paid internships. So I'll do the same thing as Lisa. Thanks for the idea, Lisa. But yeah, we are always looking to support candidates that either have disabilities or any needs, and we have a lot of material on our site about how we can accommodate if they need assistance during the application process. And we have a robust system in place to support through reasonable accommodations and other means for anyone that might need any of that support. So no major initiatives right now, but regular ongoing staffing needs that we'll have outlined on our careers page.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Matt. And then also definitely feel free, to share those opportunities as they open up, and we could definitely pass those along to our participants for sure. Does anyone else want to share any exciting opportunities or events that's happening within your organization?
Hey, Trinea. If I can I just jump in and give a quick update on our youth camp this year?
Sure, absolutely.
And then another community outreach event that Trinea, myself, and our youth engagement program coordinator Jordan Strouder are all working in collaboration to plan. So this year's 2024 youth engagement program camp, it will be based out of Texas. We found a great camp location in the Texas area, in the Rockport, Texas area, and we will be looking to just have 50 to 60 youth engaged in this year's youth camp. Scholarships are going to be available, and more information will come in the next coming weeks via our social medias, via our website for that. And then in 2024, we're looking to do community outreach events specific to youth, specific to adults and veterans in socioeconomically challenged communities where individuals with limb loss and or limb difference are focused at. And so this year we're excited to look at coordinating some events in the Mississippi and Mississippi Delta area, and also in the Memphis area. And so more information will come as those events take shape, and the planning and forming of those events has been completed. And so again, Trinea, great work on this employment council. I look forward to collaborating with everybody on this call in some form or fashion moving forward.
Thank you, Maurice. Anyone else have any updates? Any updates from Progressive Abilities, or Ability Go, or Walgreens, or IBMF?
Shania, we don't have much. We're plugging away. We are, we want to work in as many different areas within Florida and Georgia as possible. We'd like to continue to provide as many services as we possibly can to really support each person we work with. But I don't know that there's anything new going on right now. We've got a lot of momentum and energy to having a great 2024, and we're really proud to do the work that we do, and we're excited to come back and talk to you about all of the great work that we're doing throughout the year. So I wish I had more. I'm sorry.
No, that sounds great. Well, thank you so much, Jim, and we definitely look forward to further collaboration with you and Progressive Abilities for sure.
Thank you.
So this is Sonia with Ability Go, and at this point, we're actually working on something, and I'm very excited that everyone is so interested in getting people into the healthcare world. We work a lot in the healthcare world, and we have something that we're working on, and perhaps the next session I'll have something to share. We'll try.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Sonia.
Thank you.
Super grateful for your partnership and collaboration, collaborating with you and Ability Go. Greatly appreciated.
Thank you. I first want to thank both Trinea and Maurice for creating this forum. I think that not only is it easy to applaud the work that you're doing, it is my heart is warm for meeting all the people who are caring and dedicated to serving this audience. So thank you for that, and we'll show up next month and we'll connect. Emails will be flying between this afternoon and tomorrow to get connected. So thank you.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Mime. Very grateful for your partnership and the partnership with IBMF. So much appreciated. So I will leave it open now for any questions or comments. I know we have 3 minutes left on the call, and we went over a lot of information today. But if anyone has any questions, comments, feel free to share those now. If not, I will give back 3 minutes of everyone's time And definitely look forward to meeting again next month in February. I'll also share the recording from this meeting as well with each of you, as well as the PowerPoint that I went over today with the overview of Amputee Coalition's departments and resources. So by the end of the week, I will make sure everyone has a copy of those. If you don't have any further questions, again, it was a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have each and every one of you on the call and to be represented on our employment council. I look forward to further meetings and collaboration with each and every one of you, and the work that we would do and the brainstorming that we'll do together, you know, to help our participants with limb loss and limb difference within our workforce development programs. So thank you so much again. Much, much appreciated.
Thank
you all.
you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Take
Bye.
care.
Thank you.
Thank you.